I don't know. I think it's pretty clear what's going on here. So our game is called Clickquisition, and as you can see by the inquisitors there with their holy crosses, there are a bunch of religious people opposing you. Why is that? Well, it's because you're running a cult here. Every time you click here, you gain more followers in your cult. That's that number in the top left in the green. Your followers produce faith, which is that number in the blue, and you can use faith to perform rituals. For example, calling down a storm or casting a whole bunch of fireballs that obliterate your enemies. You can also have your followers build buildings, which are up there in the top right. The shrine will recruit more followers for you automatically, so you don't have to click. The tower fires arrows up at the attackers, and the barracks turns your followers into zealots who go out there and fight your enemies for you. And the objective of the game, see the enemy waves keep getting stronger, you run into more enemies and they're tougher, and the objective is simply to survive as long as possible. And at the end there'll be a timer that says, yay, you survived!
And they're robots, apparently?
Why did hate just reach down?
Hate is actually was more of a debug feature, but basically that's how we decide how big the wave should be.
The hate is generated based on how many followers you have.
No, it's per second.
Per second, yeah. And it's just, it's consumed whenever enemy units are spawned, so it kind of dictates how big waves are.
Okay. Every 10 seconds it just uses all your hate pretty much to generate new enemies.
Did I see promote negative followers?
Well, whenever they get to the bottom, they attack your town, which lowers your follower count. And if it does actually go negative, you'll get a game over.
Okay. So it's
or maybe it was negative, and then you gain followers from a shrine.
And that's good. You have so much faith. Use it. Oh, use your faith. You guys have your legal team for carpal tunnel?
Did you mean the carpal tunnel?
Carpal tunnel. You guys,
Oh, we got more practice.
Who created what in the game?
Yeah, go ahead and let it back.
who created what in the game?
What?
Who created what assets and what stuff in the game?
Mark Boy.
Yeah.
So I ended up pretty much creating all the art that you see. It was I came on as just offering to do art services, so I just did all the art for everything. Everything was kind of done as it was mostly done as pixel art to make it so that I could get things quicker, animations and such. So yeah, it was pretty much just providing all the art. Yeah, 4 minutes 43 seconds. I pretty much just did the art.
So I did game design. I did a lot of the planning out of what should be in the game, how it should work, how much it should cost, and all the numbers. And then once we actually implemented it, there was a whole lot of balancing to do. And we actually pivoted on some of the mechanics a couple of times. It wasn't originally a survival game, things like that. But I think what we got in the end is really fun for both people learning it for the first time and people trying to perfect their score. Click boy.
I did music and sound design. Yeah, music and sound design.
I focused mostly on the main upkeep loop and maintaining all of our stats and processing all events through coming from the UI to build buildings and producing faith and things like that.
What did you guys design it in?
Using Unity. And I'd also put my hand in for some balancing. I was the only one on our team that stayed the entire night. So
Kudos to you.
So I worked on kind of the core design of the program. Mostly just early on we decided how we wanted to structure everything. Since we had 3 programs, it gets kind of you can kind of collide quite a bit when you have 3 people working on the same file. So we abstracted everything into different layers. We had the whole UI system you see is driven by MGUI, which is kind of a 2D UI system for Unity third-party asset map. That was all abstracted out into its own layer, so it interfaced with the game logic layer through specific methods we defined early on, and we knew exactly what functionality we wanted to have the game 4 methods that it calls into. So the whole UI was entirely abstracted. We could develop that independently. The game layer was entirely interfaced as well to contact and interact with the combat layer as well. So we had kind of these 3 distinct groups, and we were able to distribute people among these groups and pass things between each other without running heads too much.
The combat layer was pretty much where I spent most of my time, just getting the guys to come down the screen, getting the arrows to fly out, damage to the enemies, damage to your castle when they get there, damaging the follower count.
All right, I think that's it.
Great job.